Hello everybody, welcome back to another Saturday Skin Showcase. I'm your host Hedge, along with my co-host right there, Mr. MICRØ. We have a few groups of skins to look at today, which we'll review from both a gameplay and a Steam market investment point of view. First, we'll take a look at this week's Rust item store rotation, which will follow that up with a look at the workshop submissions from this week, which could be viewed as continuations of existing sets. We hope that this information will properly prepare us to make informed investment decisions about both upcoming and existing Steam market items. If you have any insights of your own that you feel like you'd like to contribute with us, and you'd like to share, of course, feel free to hop into our Twitch chat right now and say hello, Twitch. Say hello to YouTube and whatnot, because we're recording right now. But if you can't make it to a stream, if you just look in my YouTube descriptions, you'll see that I have a link to my Discord. Feel free to hop into our investor community. It's available to anyone, whether you're brand new to this or experienced. Hop in, say hello. Everybody's welcome. Sounds good? Right then. Hello, Mr. MICRØ. How you doing? Are you having a lovely day? Is everything all right for you in this ever so lovely pink sky?
It's nice out here. We're out here in the snow, out here by a satellite dish, and it's lovely.
Are you holding my hand?
We can move a little apart a little bit, if you'd rather.
Well, the lovely pink sky does allude to something that we'll be talking about a bit later, because we have some Valentine skins to show off, which will be appearing, and well, they'll be accepted for the next Rust rotation. This past week, well, 2 days ago, we just had the forced wipe Rust rotation. So with the introduction of the industrial update, we had a very lovely looking batch of skins, which we'll be showing off to you in just a bit. And the player count, looking very good at the moment. For the January forced wipe, we saw a peak amount of 176,000 people playing. And I strongly alluded to the fact that with loads of people playing the game, leads to loads of people wanting skins and whatnot, because of course they're invested into the game again. And when they're using so many items and weapons and whatnot, they think, oh, I should get a skin for that. And well, that's what happens. So at the moment, skin prices are doing very nicely. But what we also tend to see is when there's loads of people playing, loads of people also buy loads of skins during the current week. So not too surprised. We did allude to that last week and throughout this past week that we would expect some very interesting skins to be accepted, which we are literally just about to see. And well, with so many people playing right now, with 167,000 people playing, it's just as good as last month. Things are looking very bright at the moment. Rust right now is the 4th most played game on Steam at the moment, so things are looking pretty good, but let's not ramble for too long. Let's now start off with the Saturday Skin Showcase, Mr. MICRØ. Let's now start talking about our lovely skins. Let's now start talking about a certain door that we showed off not too long ago, the lock door. Mr. MICRØ, would you like to turn the lights off and use your power of your miner's hat to show off the lighting? Yes. So, do you remember when we showed this off not too long ago? We kind of considered it a continuation of the Twig collection, if you can recall. This is made by Freddy, the exact same skin creator. So he was very successful in getting his Twig door being accepted, and then the Twig small box. But a week later, he then made this, which is definitely different, you know. But it seems to be a theme of doors that match up to their walls. So this one, of course, matching up to the wooden walls. Yes. So just get a good look at that. And then we'll just rise up. And yeah. So from a distance, I think he does a pretty good job of it. As you see it from further away, blends in ever so nicely. Mr. MICRØ, I'm now going to make it daytime. So I'm just going to bring that up. Looking very nice there. Let's get the sunlight on it. Lovely stuff. So, at the moment, in terms of sales, I honestly don't think this will be matching up in terms of the Twig door. Oh, you were doing this again, Mr. MICRØ?
No, just want to,
give it an extra
some
spotlight.
variation. Yeah.
So yeah, This isn't selling as much or as rampant as the Twig Door. Twig Door obviously ended up becoming the most bought wooden door skin that we have in the game, and it's also now suffering because of it. It's now down by like 30%. Not very good, but that's because it was very clearly oversaturated. When you have demand versus quantity, we had far too many Twig Doors. But with this one right now, it's only got about 10,000 sales, which is fairly reasonable. You know, we tend to see the most sales happening within the first 2 days of new skins appearing. But this might end up between 15 to 20,000 sales, maybe. Seems fairly reasonable. But will this take off? Because, number one, this does not have any transparency. If I just go right up to it, as you can see, we cannot see through this. MICRØ, if you want, I'll make it nighttime. Could you shine the light through it? So if you go on the opposite side. So yeah. That was a bit weird. I actually just very briefly saw your light.
Yeah, so, sometimes it'll clip through.
So,
you want to show the other side of this? They did a nice job of making it look like the wood on the other side of the log building.
So are you currently shining your light at it?
Yes.
So you can see that, but you can't see through it, is the point I'm saying. So if we hop over to here, get a good look at that. So shine your light on that side, Mr. MICRØ. And yes, let us enjoy what we see. So, MICRØ, would you be able to shine the light on it? And yep, you can't see through it on the other side either. But what I wanted to see, MICRØ, is how this looks on the other side. So yes. Very nicely well made. Yep, there could have been a hole. There could have been a hole right there, but they decided against it. So yeah, let's just hover out of that. And let's make it daytime. So I'm going to make it daytime now, MICRØ. Get a good look at that as we can get daytime lighting on this side as well. So it's a nice looking door, but it's a wooden door. And we've had this talk many times, haven't we? Wooden door skins. Are they good investments? Can you close the door, please, MICRØ? Now, basically, right now, during these wonderful times where loads of people are playing the game and all of the skin prices are up, wooden doors, there's only like 4 of them that came out in 2022 that are in the positive. Only slightly. And I am a bit worried in regards to whether this is going to be one of the potential good ones in the future. However, let me just zoom out a bit slowly. This is looking like it's turning into a bit of a collection or a theme in itself. We've had the twig door, which blended in very nicely with the twig walls. We've now got this wood door, which of course blends in very nicely with the wooden walls. But does it end here? Are we potentially going to see a whole lot more? So, will we see a sheet metal door, or will we see a high quality metal door? I don't fully know, but we're going to have to keep an eye on the workshop, aren't we? Mr. MICRØ, if you want to hop in and offer any words that you might want to suggest or any ideas. But yeah, we can clearly see it blends in very nicely. And thank you very much for putting on the locks on it as well, just to get a good visual of all of that. So yeah. Could you imagine a lot of people wanting to roleplay a good, like, logger, you know, have a nice log cabin in the middle of the forest?
Hey, why not?
Well,
why not?
It definitely...
It looks good.
It does look good.
It looks great.
Like, if you were to really look at it, you might notice it's a bit brighter depending on the lighting and whatnot. But other than that, hey, good job, Freddy and Kruger. You did a very nice job of it. It's only up for sale for how much again? This is a $1.99 skin, correct, isn't it? Or is it $2.49? Oh, we didn't keep the prices, did we? Right, well, that's unfortunate. Sorry about that. But yeah, what I'm going to sit here and say is it's abnormal. I don't want to rush into buying it. I want to see what the sales look like. I get the feeling the gimmick of it will do very nicely in the future. But in the short term, when we start seeing the bad times, when we start seeing less people playing, when we start seeing rush skin prices going down, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this is also one of them that tends to crash quite badly. Throughout most of the year in 2022, all of the wooden doors most of them were in the negative. So I fully expect it to go below its restore price. So now that I put that out there, maybe it's best to just keep an eye on the amount of sales, We'll do our abnormal buy orders, and then we'll make a decision maybe on the Wednesday or the Thursday to then consider buying it. That's the safer approach. If you've already bought one because you like it, by all means, please, with all of these skins that we're about to see, please, if you want to use it, buy it, enjoy it, support the creator, support Face Punch. So any final words, Mr. MICRØ, before we move on to the next skin?
Nope, I got nothing to add to that. You said it all really well.
Yeah.
The only point you mentioned was, it sometimes has, in the right light, it doesn't perfectly match the log texture of the wood, but there's technical limitations there. I mean, this door really is just a flat plane. So, I mean, the normal mapping on here is really well done, and you could, say that it's probably responding to light in about as best of a way that as it could, considering the log texture on the building is actually three-dimensional and the door is just a planar object. So the skin works really well on there, and with the way it projects the shadows or portrays the shadows in response to the light, I think he did a really nice job. And well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
If the series continues, do we get a sheet metal door that looks like,
or do we get
metal, or
what I was about to say is, because Twig had a random small box, maybe this gets a random deployable with it as well. Like, maybe a log locker.
That's true. Or a large wood box, something. Yeah.
Log box.
Yep. I can see that.
So yeah, maybe that might be the theme. A door, a random deployable. A door, a random deployable. But matching the theme of what it's supposed to be imitating. So there you go, Freddy and Krueger. There's an idea for you if you haven't thought of that yourself. But there was also a Twig double door that was potentially in contention as well. So they did push for the idea of trying to get more Twig stuff being accepted. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Maybe it's because they submitted a double door. Face Punch doesn't like double doors for some reason. But yeah, maybe this is where they turn to making a new skin for, or maybe we'll see some more Twig at some point. I think we've talked about more than enough about this. Shall we move on to the next skin, Mr. MICRØ?
Very well.
What we have right here is a skin I've been talking about for quite a long time this past week, and Mr. MICRØ, I'm going to make it night time. Could you turn the lights off, please? And we'll get a nice quick look at it without the lighting, and then you can use your miner's hat. But yes, it is the actual acceptance of the tempered small box. Now, I alluded to a whole situation over the past week or so about how if this was to be accepted, maybe the large box will be in a much better position. Now, if you recall, on the Thursday, we did see the likes of the large box end up losing. Well, we went from about 320 quantity, and then we went down to about 270, 260. If you go check again today, there's another 50 that have been put down. There's resistance. People noticed that the price was going up, and then they listed a whole bunch of them. So unfortunately, large box might be struggling for a while because it had 39,000 sales apparently. That's a problem. Oversaturation is clearly happening there. But this is something that we have to keep in mind. Oh, I've hit the door. It's something that we have to keep in mind with the likes of this small box. Because after 2 days, this has already got 20,000 sales. Mr. MICRØ, would you like to start using your light source good, please? So yeah, we are now in a situation where we could see this potentially being in the exact same problem or issue where it's going to have too many sales in comparison to the actual demand. And that is not good. What I'm saying is, if you manage to buy a tempered large box right now, you could make a profit, that is true. But right now, skin prices are inflated with so many people currently playing at the moment. What happens when we enter the bad times? Do you honestly think we will manage to maintain the prices that we currently see? I am doubtful. As we enter potential good times in the future, will they bounce back up? Yes. All tempered skins have this trend where they always jump back up in price when there's another Christmas time, when there's another very nice summertime and whatnot. It usually always happens, and I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if it happens to exactly all of the deplorable skins that we've had very recently, including the large box, and potentially also this one as well. We need to see how many sales happen with this small box to see, if there's any problems. So yep, thank you very much for putting the lock on it, Mr. MICRØ. Let's just get a good look at that. Let's also get a good look at it during the day. So yep, very nice and shiny. Milio Frito, you did a very good job here. We were definitely anticipating its arrival. It was technically in contention for a spot for this week against Frog Cosplay. So this week we saw this being accepted, but does that mean Frog Cosplay Tier 3's out of the question? Well, we recently did have the likes of a Lunar New Year batch of skins. Next week we've got Valentine's. So we probably might see Frog Cosplay at some point, maybe in the near future still. It could happen within February is what I'm saying. So, Milio Frito, you have a lot of skins to potentially make. But what's next? Is it going to be another tempered skin? Or is it going to be another Frog Cosplay skin? Now, Milio, please make a double door, please. MICRØ, is there any words you might want to sit there and say?
Nope. I mean, we're running out of stuff to put a tempered skin on. I mean,
don't you say that. The water purifier is a perfect idea. You know?
All right, let's be real. There's a lot more things to put tempered skins on, but the question is, how many is it realistic? I mean, or could he start working on other sets? I don't know.
So
I think it's cool to see. I mean, he did a great job of the getting that theme to look cool on here. I mean, it's I don't know, it almost looks sci-fi in a way, but if you imagine this was made out of titanium or something, and heat treated to give it that like tempered look. I mean,
I get what you mean.
It's pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, it's a good looking box.
One thing
the glow looks cool too.
One thing I was alluding to is I get the feeling that Face Punch really does like this collection. It's been around since 2016. This is why I'm telling Milio, you got to make the double doors because everybody else is getting declined, but I want to see if Milio would get declined. Would Face Punch decline a tempered double door? And here's another one, MICRØ. Milio could make furniture. We did see some attempts for chairs and table skins not too long ago. Do you remember manufactured? That looked nice. It looked like a flat pack set, but it wasn't accepted. What if we saw tempered chairs and tempered tables? Would that have a better chance of being accepted? Would Face Punch dare say no? Because we haven't had many of those accepted in quite some time. I think it's been like 5 years. Oof, maybe more, maybe less.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of potential for where it could go next. Maybe a locker skin. Maybe it's just as simple as a single armoured door. Maybe a furnace. You never know. But Mr. MICRØ, I think we've talked about this more than enough. Chat, keep an eye on the amount of sales that this currently has. We'll do our buy orders and then we'll make a decision whether or not to buy any. So, let's now move on to talking about a certain furnace that's been running for the past 20 minutes. It's the Corrupted Furnace. Now, we didn't actually catch this, did we? Because if I can recall, it like appeared, but it was hidden, and yeah.
So he posted it, and then but it like on the low, I mean, it was during the week of Lunar New Year submissions, so I think the timing wasn't right to have it be publicized. And I guess I don't know. I mean, a lot of artists do publish their things and keep them hidden until they're revealed. But it was interesting that this took a little bit. There was a bit of a delay before revealing it. So nothing wrong with that. That's totally okay as far as I know, as far as workshop rules go. But it did impact our data collection when we looked over the past few weeks. It just wasn't visible to us when we ran our reports. So we kind of got caught off guard by it when it appeared later on. But it was a nice surprise. It's a cool and welcome continuation of the Corrupted set. I haven't seen any of these for a while.
MICRØ, your stupid industrial automation has corrupted my poor furnace. Look what you've done to it. It's all broken.
Don't say stupid.
It's lost.
Look, the base is fully wood right now. This is our only furnace, and we're cooking metal here, so we need this to upgrade.
It's taken away jobs. There was always the beloved, wonderful person that would organise the base, keep it clean, keep all the furnaces running, store things in the right place, make it nice and presentable, the ever so lovely mother of the base. And well, you've taken away her job. How dare you, Face Punch? You've made it all automated and disgustingly easy to do now.
She's got more time to go PvP now.
Oh no, don't send mothers out there in the horrible, horrible world. But yeah, shall we turn this off? Because it's definitely completely different when you turn it off. Yeah. Yeah, automate now. Automate now. But yeah, do you see the instant difference? It's not as interesting, is it? But hey, that definitely does kind of bring out when it is turned on. But yeah, oh, I've hit you, MICRØ. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, when it's not turned on, not as interesting. But it really does emphasise when it is turned on, I guess. So this is something that interests you. I mean, it's there and available. But what I should point out is, very random to see a corrupted skin out of all the, out of nowhere. This is the first corrupted skin that was submitted and accepted in about a year and a half, almost. If you recall, corrupted came out in like 2021, and we've already got all of the clothing, all of the armor, gloves, bandana. We've got pretty much everything already. So very surprised to see Diva Dan decided, you know what, I want to hop back to it. Diva Dan, where's my pixel armor? You can turn it back on, Mr. MICRØ. I want to get a good look at this in-game whilst it's nice and dark. Here we go, yes. And yeah, big skull. So yeah, we have had corrupted deployables before. I believe we've had we've had two doors. One of them was a garage door. Was the other one a sheet metal door, MICRØ? I believe so, yes. So yeah, looks like corrupted might be on the return. Maybe this is the beginning of a whole batch of new corrupted deployable skins, maybe. There's no guarantee, but yeah, let's also point out the creator of the skin, Diva Dan. He also recently made the Pixel collection, and we have been waiting for more of that. Not too long ago we did see the likes of the bandana and whatnot. We've been waiting for the armour. Where's the armour? Well, we won't rush him. It's a cool looking furnace. Maybe he had a sudden rush of a cool idea, and here we are. You got the cool looking skull, but one of his eyes is all messed up with fire in it. Now, here's the main question. Is this looking to be a nice investment? Is this looking to be a skin that you might want to buy? First of all, if you like what you see and you want to use it, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Show your support to the creator, show your support to Face Punch. However, if you want to buy a batch of these with the pure intent to make a profit, throughout the past year, in 2022, I did see pretty much every single furnace go below their rust or price, including the pineapple, including the zombie furnace. Yes, all of them were below their rust or price at some point. So this right here, selling for $2.49, I'm not super confident with it, unfortunately. It does look cool. It does look cool, but I've seen all of the furnaces in the recent past, which did look cool, but they also still went down below the rust or price. Remember, prices are inflated at the moment. You've got to imagine how bad things might become when we probably enter, well, at the very least, May time. Because in May time, we have another CSGO major tournament happening, Blast Paris, the Paris tournament. So new content's going to be made for that. People are going to liquidate their Rust skins and put it towards CSGO all over again. And of course, when everybody's trying to sell their Rust skins, yeah, prices tend to go down. So just a warning to all of you. But yeah, I reckon I could pick these up with just a buy order, and I'll assess the amount that I've sold on Wednesday or Thursday when we do our abnormal buy orders, and then we'll consider what we do from there. But you never know, maybe the buy order support's very strong, and maybe it is a good idea to buy in. We shall see. So we're just going to leave that for now. We're going to move on to talking about the industrial craft box. Mr. MICRØ, show your hands and give it a good rub. Right, so let me just get a bit of a distance away. Hey, don't touch it. I'm joking. You're ruining the good project. Right, so I've made a joke about this. There had to be at least one industrial themed skin to come out, and this was the one. There were some other ones, I recall. There was the likes of a jackhammer. There was like a stove a stove one, which looked quite cool. But nope, we've gone for the very tamely named industrial box. Get a good look at this. Now I'm going to make it dark for Mr. MICRØ to show off the lighting. Oh, you might need to turn the lights off, Mr. MICRØ. But yeah. There we go. Nice, bright, noticeable. And now we can see how the lights look in it. Yes. You can see all like the indents and the nice work with the bake. Oh, perfect. Lovely. So, I've been trying to figure out what's the best thing to reference this to in terms of figuring out how likely this is going to behave. And the best thing that I can think of in terms of sales so far and the complete individuality with it is probably the reinforced large box that we saw quite some time back, if you can recall, Mr. MICRØ. So that reinforced large box came out just after the likes of the graffiti storage collection. It was part of a deplorable collection, but with the amount of sales it had, and with the grounded design, it wasn't super colourful, wasn't super wacky. I see the exact same sort of things there with this. Now, we don't know. We don't know if Oasis is going to turn this into a collection. I could see it happening. It's nothing wrong with it. Like, you could easily potentially see the likes of maybe a furnace. You could easily see doors made out in the same style. Again, small box, that couldn't be too hard. So yeah, there is potential. Let's see if that actually happens. Remember, people, you can always go to the workshop page and you could go to the comments and you could ask them, hey, I like your skin. Are you planning to turn this into a collection? Are you planning to make more skins with the same theme? And you're more than welcome to do that. So as long as you're polite, so as long as you just sit there and say, I really like what you made, what do you reckon you're going to do next? They will happily tell you. They welcome it. Positive feedback and whatnot keeps them motivated. So, in terms of the pricing at $2.49, I'm going to sit here and say I am cautious with this one as well. It's not the most in-demand skin of the week compared to everything else. Oh, buddy, trust me. I've seen the amount of sales so far. So, I think this hasn't even hit 10,000 sales yet, which is okay, but I will of course expect a whole lot more as we enter towards the as we enter Wednesday and Thursday. We're probably going to end up at around 15,000 sales. I get the feeling this will end up going below its retail price. But if we do see some more industrial skins, then I will change my tune. I will think, all right, okay, that's another collection to keep an eye out for. You know, remember with the likes of Dungeon and Constellations, when new Constellations and Dungeon skins were accepted, we did see a bump in interest and a somewhat nice jump in price. Not so much with the Dungeon Armoured Door and the Dungeon Garage Door, but we definitely did see it with the likes of the Constellations doors and doors, garage door, yeah. So, and we've of course seen it with Tempered, so just keep an eye out on things and yeah, should be nice. Mr. MICRØ, do you have an opinion you might want to share?
Well, you mentioned, the potential for something like this to turn into a collection, and I think it's natural to assume that at this point, just about anything could be considered a collection. I mean, we see so many collections that have appeared over time. I think a lot of the artists sort of maybe even consider that when they're making it. How could they incorporate this design into other items? But I think this design, there's a few other boxes. I mean, there's quite a few actually that are just nice looking designs that are clever and well, maybe clever is not the right word in this case necessarily. I mean, it's a tidy looking design. It's not
wacky.
Industrial is the right word. Yeah, it's certainly not like wacky. It's grounded looking. I mean, I guess maybe a little bit sci-fi, certainly industrial. And if there was something, just a box that existed by itself, that's totally fine. And in my opinion, right now we're on a bit of a vacation from storage sets, and if we want to see a couple boxes that aren't part of a set at all, like I don't really have any issues with that. I think that's that I would be totally content to see that happen. So whether or not this got extended into a collection, I think as a standalone item, I think it's perfectly fine, and it's a great looking box. I'm glad it was included in the store this week.
Right then, so just be cautious, keep an eye on the amount that have sold, and you never know. We do have Tuesday before the Rustle rotation. Keep an eye out. Oasis might turn around and submit a new skin. Maybe, oh, I don't know. Could be a locker. Could be water purifier. Anyway, let's now move on to talking about the next deplorable. It is the Desert Stone sleeping bag. Hooray! Right, so MICRØ. Yeah. I can't see it.
Really
I can't see it. Could you move that a little bit? I'm just a bit too close to over to here. If you could just plop it a little bit more there. And, yep, if that's all right with you, Mr. MICRØ.
Sure. Let me put it over this side a little bit.
Just so I can get some of it. Here we are. Perfect. Right, so.
Okay.
This is actually a collection, but it's the first one to be accepted. So, we've seen Firefly. Oh, I've hit MICRØ. Ow. We originally saw the stone sleeping bag, and that was supposed to be, you know, put next to rocky outcrops and whatnot, cliffs and whatnot in the grassy field areas. This one is, of course, for deserts. deserts. I can say deserts. I said deserts. Sorry. But yeah, get a good look at this. Now, this is selling for $2.49. And I did bring up a point, didn't I? When we first saw this, someone actually mentioned it, but I went really into it. We already have a desert camouflage sleeping bag, Desert Scout. Right now it's selling for like $4. That's a problem for this, because right now this has sold like 13,000 sales already, 2 days in. Yeah. What is the likely outcome for this? Is it going to be profitable? I do expect it to remain profitable, but will it actually manage to go up a decent price? That's the problem. If it's competing with a sleeping bag skin that already does the job that it's trying to do, maybe it might not go very far. So yeah, let's just turn it to dusk time. Get it nice and darker. It's a cool looking skin. And we should at the very least point out that, like I said, it is part of a collection. This is the first one to be accepted. We might potentially see one that's mossy rock for the grassy areas and whatnot. I fully expect that to potentially happen. But yeah, now we'll make it night time. There we go. So yes, you're supposed to put this in the rockier areas in the desert. Hopefully people don't see it.
Do you want me to do that?
Do you want to teleport us to the desert, Mr. MICRØ?
I can do it.
Go on then.
Let me just find us a nice little spot, and I'll put one down, and then I'll bring you out here. Is that cool?
Yeah, just warn me before you do it. So yeah, gentlemen, we need to keep an eye out for that. What's going on with this? It has a direct competitor, and we've already surpassed it. I'm worried we're probably entering oversaturation territory. I'm worried that this has already sold too much. So
here it comes. You ready?
Uh-oh. Wait, what? No. I was used to the snow. Yeah. Okay. Hello, Mr. MICRØ. How you doing?
I guess it might take a second for everything to load in. We just went across the entire map, so textures, terrain, everything has to load.
I'm in a strange world. Nothing looks right.
I think the sleeping bag looks pretty cool out here, though.
I can't see it.
You don't see it at all, huh?
No, it's so camouflaged. No, not yet. I've got to take a while. Come on, load in. There we go. There we go. Ah, I'm back to reality. Right. So, if we were to run away a bit. Just flying around.
I mean, I put it like out in the wide open. I guess I could have put it in a bush or something.
Put it in the bush. Smart. Put it amongst the trees. Do you reckon? See now it's working. Perfect. So you could just be running along, and you wouldn't be able to notice that. If you were desperately trying to find one, you probably would see it. And then amongst the bushes there with the trees, again. Easily skippable. Easily might not notice it. Yes, you can see a little bit sticking out there, but it's very easy to just kind of blend in. I like it. You could easily mistake that for a rock. So the general theme of it and whatnot is working. But will it take off very far? Will it be in demand, or will people just use the other one, the Desert Scout? So, yeah, I mean, a desert-ish bush. That's a desert-ish bush, isn't it?
You could do something like this. There's a lot of ground vegetation that this would blend in pretty well with. There's already a bunch of little boulders and rocks over here, so that might actually work pretty good in that situation.
So yeah, that definitely looks like it would work very nicely. It definitely looks like it's fulfilling its intended job. So yeah, all you got to do is just find the right place, plop it down, and well, looks like it does do a good job of blending in. So, night time. What about dusk time? Dusk time. Let's get dusk time down. So, dusk time. I'm just running along. Oh, you can hardly see that. But then again, you probably wouldn't see many sleeping bags. But yeah, that definitely blends in very nicely. So yeah, I think that's a good job in regards to what it's intending to do. Okay then. So I think we did a good camouflage check there for the Desert Stone. Chat, is that a skin that you'd like to probably get for yourself? What do you reckon? Is that something you're looking forward to? Feel free to comment and offer your opinions. Right then, MICRØ, teleport us back. There. That's good. I deserve to be on the top floor, not the bottom floor. You treat me like some sort of monster. Anyway, so we're going to now talk about the only weapon of the week now. We're going to talk about the Wasteland Thompson. So we've actually... Please refrain from shooting the sun. We need it to live. We've kind of already spoken about many of these skins this week. A lot of them are continuations. And well, what do we have right here? It's the Wasteland Thompson. Didn't we literally just talk about this last week, Mr. MICRØ?
Yes, sir.
So yes, the Wasteland collection is proven to be quite fruitful and successful. Andre, I'm sure you're very happy. You've been getting a lot of acceptances, haven't you? So, we've gone through, apparently, the AK. So, if you aren't aware, there was a Wasteland AK that came out around the same time that the permanent store was introduced, when the first Hazmat permanent skin was made. There was an AK that came out during the same week. Apparently, it's part of the same collection as this. I don't fully know, but if that counts, we've had an AK, a Python, a SAR, and now we've got a Thompson. So I wonder what's next. And I still, for the life of me, I'm wondering what the wires are for. I did say it's RGB, but I still don't see where the lights are supposed to be. But anyway, Mr. MICRØ, if you could just look nice and pretty, we'll get a good zoom in on you. So, I'm quite positive with Thompson skins. And if you were to go look at all of the prices for Thompson skins right now, you're going to be very, very amazed. So not too long ago, we had the likes of the Recycler Thompson being accepted, and I sat there and said, chat, I know good times are about to hit us. I fully believe this Thompson will be going up very comfortably in price. I'm going to go buy 100 of them. Hey, guess what? It's selling for $3 now. For a $2 skin, that was pretty good, wasn't it? But with this right here, I still expect the exact same thing. I still expect this to do very nicely. And let's also not forget, it is a collection that has been getting a lot of skins accepted. Now, is it going to stay weapons only? Probably. Maybe we might see some armor at some point. That could also potentially happen. The Wasteland collection, it's nice, it's grounded, and you get the idea that all of the weapons are like DIY, scrap pieces, welded together, stitched together, you know. It's not fully, it's all worn out, broken, barely functioning, but that's cool. It's not super glossed up, colourful, and wacky with a silly theme. No. Grounded, realistic, and probably better fitting for Rust, a lot of people might think. But yeah, Mr. MICRØ, I'm just going to quickly make it night time. And yes. So yeah, you can see how the guy's been keeping count for all the people that he's, met, you could probably say. I will find you to give you a lovely... Is that like a
primitive stat track? Is that what that is?
You know what? That would look cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, That would be a cool feature that if you could add it to Rust. Hey, Face Punch, we're offering ideas to you. But yeah, looks nice. It's got a helpful, slightly red tip, which I can quickly also point out as well. So it's very hard to notice, though. That is actually something. You know what? I can't actually see it. It's actually just a rusted tip. That's not helpful. No, that's not helpful. So disregard what I just said there. Mr. MICRØ just disappeared. MICRØ,
Well,
come back.
I'm trying to just catch all the different lights that I can around here. I think this isn't too bad. This site, it's rather plain, but at the same time, not every gun has the same like behavior when it comes to the front sight post in the different light. I think some of them just are more prominent than others, regardless of the color and whatnot. So this one, even though it's just sort of a grayish kind of color, I think it still gives you a reasonable sight picture in most environments. A little hard to see in the snow, though.
Yeah, and I was going to say, when I put it next to the likes of all of these deplorables, doesn't stand out super nicely. But, you can't win everything. So, Mr. MICRØ, would you like to stand in position again real quick? We can discuss what's the likelihood for this Thompson skin. So, as I was alluding to, a lot of the notable Thompson skins that have come out over the past year or so, they're selling for like $5 now. I'm not kidding. Loads of Thompson skins jumped up in price by a lot. With loads of people playing the game at the moment, I have reason to believe a lot of people like using the Thompson, Mr. MICRØ. So, for a gun that gets a whole lot of usage, what happens, chat? What's the special formula? High gun demand equals high demand to use the skins equals high skin prices. So, if you're looking for something that's most likely going to make you a profit, gentlemen, you're looking at it right here. But it might be a longer term situation, and I'd be more than happy to do that. I'm not sure if you are. But even during the bad times, even during the times when most of the Rust skins were down in price, out of all of the skins, only like 2 or 3 Thompson skins went below their Rust store price. So yeah, if you were to look right now during these good times, they're all in the positive. So gentlemen, what do you think? Are you going to jump in? Are you going to buy the Wasteland Thompson? Do you think we're going to see a whole lot more skins for the Wasteland collection? Wait, what are we doing, MICRØ? Cool looking gun. Where do we go from here, Mr. Andre? Will we potentially see some clothing and armour? Or will we potentially see some deplorables? Or will it only stick with weapons? What about... What was I about to say? I'm trying to think of something. Like, if you could get a longsword but turn it into like a big pipe, but the wires...
Say, with melee tools, I feel like would be a good thing. A salvage ice pick would be awesome, I think.
Yes, that'd be cool.
Look at the barrel of the Tommy. You could see that like spirally pattern. Maybe somehow work that in there. I don't know. I'm not the guy making these skins. He's doing a great job of his own. I don't want to try to,
All right.
insert myself there, but I could see a lot of potential.
That is the one weapon of the week, Mr. MICRØ. Shall we wrap this up? Wrap up warm, maybe. Because we have a special skin that's perfect for the snow. Yes, Mr. MICRØ, would you like to get changed? And put on...
I'll put my Tommy away, and I'll put this fantastic ensemble on.
Because
it's going to be a little bit of a mix and match. Is that okay?
That's fine. We are going to be doing a bit of a mix and match because we were asked by some people, and please, this is a thing that you're more than welcome to do. We were asked if we could make comparisons with the Whiteout collection because, of course, what we see here, it's the comics collection. This right here is a version 2. If you don't know what happened in terms of the lore behind what happened in regards to the past, let's talk about it. Whiteout Hoodie and Pants came out in early 2021. It was accepted, sold 86,000 for each piece because it came out during the offline TV era when all the streamers were playing Rust and everybody liked Rust and everybody watched Rust and everybody played Rust and everybody bought Rust skins. Let's put that out of the way. So yeah, very insane amounts that were bought But even then, because Whiteout's so in demand, it still manages to sit at around $4 to $5, but it can't really go any further because there's so many in circulation. Case in point, we now have comics. Comics Hoodie and Pants version 1 came out like towards the end of 2021. And because it was probably a bit too soon compared to the release of the Whiteout collection, Face Punch just didn't want to do it. And that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Comics, however, did have a whole bunch of weapon skins are accepted, so that went quite nicely. And I do believe we've had the odd deployable or two. So one thing that we need to talk about now then is the amount of sales that we've already seen. So, Mr. MICRØ, give us a nice little spin around. Give us a lovely little spin. You might be aware that Whiteout doesn't have like any black outlines and whatnot. It has nice whites and nice greys. And a lot of people really do appreciate that. It's always been in demand. Every single piece of the Whiteout in terms of clothing is in the positive, even though there's been a ridiculous amount of sales. And one person said, oh wow, so because Whiteout had so many accepted, does this mean comics is easily going to be a profit? Well, here's the weird dilemma, the weird thing that we have to be aware of. If everybody's going to buy comics because it's cheaper, what happens if comics gradually goes up in price? What happens if it reaches $4 or $5? Are people going to keep mixing and matching? Is Whiteout going to go down in price? Is comics going to go up in price? Or will they end up capping each other? This is a weird situation. Right now, the comics Hoodie and Pants have sold almost 25,000 sales each in 2 days. Not surprised by it in terms of the usefulness in snowy environments, in white, lush snowy biomes and whatnot. This should be helpful. But what we should also do is we should probably compare them. MICRØ, if you have any words, feel free to say them right now. And then we'll do a little exercise where we'll take a look and see which pairing with Whiteout armour and, of course, the No Mercy gloves and the Arctic burlap shoes, which looks best when you're walking around in a snowy environment. But yeah, MICRØ, any words that you might want to say? Just give us a nice spin around as you say your own words.
I could talk and spin. I'll be honest, I don't have too much to add. I think you said a good, made a good observation there with the comparison to Whiteout. I mean, Whiteout's one of those things that's for a lot of people, maybe they're like, oh, shoot, I wish I had gotten some of that when it was in the store. Certainly there's a lot of people saying that with the likes of Blackout and Forest Rangers, as we've seen some of those things go way up in price over time. They've proven to be pretty desirable, and whether they improve your game or not, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to assume that they give you some tactical, like, I wouldn't call it pay to win, but, skins give you an advantage depending if they help you blend in or whatnot. They certainly can. And I think Blackout, Forest Raiders, Whiteout, it all works really well. This is now, something new, a new white set that's come into the shop. It's affordable, it's approachable. Maybe there's some anticipation of continuations of this into a full metal set or a road sign set. Maybe we'll just see boots or a hat or something like that. No telling where that's going to go. But I also like your idea of doing a bit of a comparison. Maybe, if you were thinking to yourself, how does this look in the snow? How does it compare to the Arctic protection or anything else for that matter? So I think we should maybe do a comparison of that. What did you have in mind you wanted to see it with?
Well, we got a whole bunch of trees and whatnot just behind us, quite specifically me. So if we were to make it daytime, what we have here is a whole bunch of bushes. We have a whole bunch of trees. A nice environment to blend in. So, Mr. MICRØ, what are you currently wearing? You have the comics hoodie and pants paired with the No Mercy gloves. You could probably put on the Arctic bandana, the head wrap as well. Yep. Now go for a run. I will sort of hide in this bush a bit, and we'll see how easy it is to blend in. So right next to the tree there, quite handy. And then as he starts to blend in with the trees in the background, and he's gone. But then again, there's quite a lot of thick foliage here. From a distance, you're not going to easily spot that, are you? You know what? I'll look at the floor. MICRØ, let's play hide and seek. You go hide, tell me when you're ready, and I'll try and find you. It's not Where's Wally, it's Where's MICRØ. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
I got weird looking feet.
I think that's fine. I think that'll work.
Alright. So. Huh. Oh, I just saw you reload.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw you hide behind a tree there. But still, it's what people are going to do.
What's funny is I barely see you. You're like almost skylined right now against the horizon, and so you blend in pretty well. Yeah, when you move, it becomes a lot more obvious. But...
So stay there. So I can see you there. But let's just say I was just running along. I have a base over there. I'm just going to go shoot me. Da 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 da. You're supposed to shoot me. Ah! No! When I'm trying to get to the base. Hide again and then... Yeah, so let's just say I'm here and I'm moving along. Do you see him, chat? Do you see him? Shoot me now. And I'm dead. Because he figured he could hide right next to the bush there. So, shall we add... Do you have a whiteout armour as well, Mr. MICRØ? Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
So shall we do that quick test again with the whiteout armour? Does it help it more? And what we should also do is probably do a test with whiteout clothing as well. So we... Oh. Yeah.
I actually don't think I have the whiteout stuff. I could scan it in real quick, but I didn't have that in my backpack.
Yeah, full metal is too cold. Well...
I do have Arctic Protection shirt and pants, the burlap set. Because that was what we had on store most recently, so I figured we could show that.
That was on hand. But I did say, someone say, will comic set hurt the value of JPEG? How? What do you mean? Could you elaborate on that? It's not, in terms of like camouflage, it's not going to, that's not going to really affect it. Are you talking more in terms of the theme, the gimmick? Are you wearing it now, Mr. MICRØ? Let's get a good look at you. Yeah, alright, so. You can start hiding. Run into the bushes.
This is the comic hoodie and pants with the whiteout tier 3 armor and the road sign kilt.
Yes. And I can see you're doing a pretty good job blending in there. Quite nice. Now we'll play hide and seek again. So once more, give you about 10 seconds. Hide yourself. Are you ready, good sir?
Give me one more second here.
He's going to be behind me, isn't he? Also, chat, just want to point out, it does appear to be that someone's trying to do the whisper scam on Twitch. Please don't fall for it. It's just a scam. Just report the account and close it. All right?
I'm ready.
All right, then. Where is he? Where is he? Ah, there you are. Ah! Too late. Well, he got the first shot, and maybe that's all you need. So, there is an advantage there. Utilising that bush there. You can't see him. Blends in very nicely. You might just think he's part of the bush. Which is weird, because I'm the hedge. And anyway. Don't shoot me over my logic. Right, so if you could come back over to me, Mr. MICRØ. We should probably just have you wear Whiteout collection instead. So take off the armour first. Okay. Now just put on like Whiteout hoodie and pants. So we'll just kind of get a good like difference. So once more, let's just get a good pan around.
Do you have those in your inventory? If not, I gotta check to see if I have them in mine.
Right, I don't unfortunately, but I can just look at myself after I've been shot. So if you could just quickly grab that. So chat, get a good look at this once more. This is how it looks. And Mr. MICRØ will be wearing Whiteout in a second. We could actually probably stand next to each other. Get a good, clear look at the differences. So MICRØ, could you stand right next to me? And we can immediately see a difference. So, let's get the sun right onto us. How about we stand... You doing
I
that
have that alt look head bug.
Yeah, I can see it. Let's stand here. Stand here. Take this off. And then I can get a good look. And yeah. So... One is grey and white. One is pure white with black outline. Which do you prefer, chat? Which do you reckon works quite nicely? So you just literally saw him wearing the likes of comics with his gloves and shoes. But which one? Well, Mr. Meta prefers Whiteout. And then go back to comics. So yep. So yeah, maybe Old Reliable might be the one that people stick with. But you know what we need to do now, Mr. MICRØ? We need to go see you.
We need to put on the camouflage gloves.
No. Go run in the snow. Go moo in there if you want. So get a good look at you running in the foliage, the bushes and whatnot. So yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's well aware of what people look like in the snow with Whiteout. You've had 2 years for this. Don't shoot. All right, so you run into the bushes, try and really conceal yourself and whatnot. Yeah, you could put the Arctic burlap head wrap on as well if you want. I'm sure that would help with hiding your head. And yes, helps out just a little bit more. And yeah, into the bushes.
And then here's the tier 3 to go with it. So
all right.
I'm pretty well decked out.
And then we'll do the hide test. So if you can hide again.
You want to just like check different lights?
Yep, we can do that. So nice and bright there. And then slightly darker. Oh, wow. I was just joking. Right, do you want to put comics collection on them real quick, just to get a quick comparison of the lighting? Is that comics collection?
No, this is the Whiteout collection.
Oh, okay then. All right.
All right, and so this is comics, hoodie and pants with Whiteout tier 3.
What about if you take off the tier 3? So you got the sun and you. Take off the tier 3, Mr. MICRØ.
Yep.
Okay. So that's sunlight. That's dusk slightly. More dusk. Darkish. Very dark. And then, yeah. Right, so that was comics. Now put on Whiteout.
Put on Whiteout. Okay. There's that. And where did my pants go? Oh, I put on the pants.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Okay. So there's the Whiteout. A little bit of shade. So yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't see a major difference. Nothing super major. Most PCs running this game probably wouldn't be able to find the prettiest of its most, poignant of details, but depends on the jacket. Whiteout with jacket better. Can you put both bodies next to each other pretty close? It's really just the head and the gun that stand out. True. Yeah. Maybe that's the simple answer, chat. Maybe that's all we needed to hear. So
Oh, let me put these back on.
well, I mean, you could also wear Arctic burlap. Weirdly, we've had some very snow camo themed skins being accepted lately, but yeah, I stand out a whole lot more. But yeah, you're gonna see that. All right. Shouldn't I wear Arctic things as well? So I'm just going to do that real quickly. So I'm just going to go back. Arctic. Copy.
What do you...
Should I wear it as well, do you reckon?
I don't know. I think we've really displayed this as much as we can.
I think we've done... Yeah, I would agree. I think we've done this more than enough. So, chat, I think we've kind of established that the differences aren't insane. Once more. One more look. Which one do you prefer? Not the... Would you rate that out of Moo?
Oh, this is definitely 4 udders. Way up. Way up.
Wonderful. Right then. Mr. MICRØ, thank you for your help in regards to that. Chat, I hope that's helpful. Yes, he's so well camouflaged I cannot see him. Oh, well, there you go. You ruined it. He decided to become a human. MICRØ, should we now start talking about Valentine skins? So, Let me
Sounds
just
good.
make sure this is all in place. So, yep, just to point out, the comics collection made by Mr. Legacy, selling for $1.99 each at the moment. We're in a weird position where it's a matter of, it's abnormal, so I don't want to rush into buying it. But I want to keep an eye on the amount that have sold. No, stop putting on the cow. Stop putting on the cow. You are a comics person. Put the comics back on. But yeah, the point I'm trying to get across is, with so much Whiteout in circulation, I just don't think the comics collection can go that far. So if you're spending $2 a piece on each of the things, at the very least, we do know that Legacy intends to make armour. He did say it on his workshop page. People asked him, hey, do you reckon you could turn that into a proper collection in terms of clothing and armour? We just see some armour skins. He's like, yeah, I really want to do it. So over the course of the next couple of weeks, wouldn't be surprised if we see some comics tier 2 or tier 3 appearing. So, yeah. And I actually considered this. Maybe the best thing to compare to isn't Whiteout collection, but another collection that was somewhat a copycat of another important collection. So, you know, Blackout collection. Loads of people like that. What came out last year, Mr. MICRØ? Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage started off with Hoodie and Pants as well. Dragon Rage, Hoodie and Pants had 28,000 sales each. Probably similar to the amount that we're likely going to see with the comics ending at. So, what happened with the Dragon Rage Hoodie and Pants is, even though it sold a lot, the very second the tier 3 was submitted and accepted, shot up in price. We're talking the Hoodie and Pants, which sold for $2 and $2.49, they went up to about $8. Alright? They went up by about $8. That was the first budget Blackout collection to come out. Then, of course, we got like Black Gold and whatnot, but yeah, when that happened, they spiked up in demand and price. What I'm saying is by default, even if these sell quite a lot, and even though we've already got the likes of the Whiteout out, this still easily could spike up in price if we see some more being submitted and then accepted. So that's what I've learned from with context with another collection that was technically a copy of another collection. So you tell me. I won't say copy, they just had a very similar approach, a very similar idea in terms of being a full colour. So I'm sure we're done now, MICRØ. So shall we now talk about Valentine skins? I'm pretty sure you're done talking about it as well.
I'm good.
Okay.
I can move on.
So yeah, chat. Just look at the past with other collections, and you can figure things out as well. So let's start off with talking about Valentines. Valentine skins were submitted over the course of last weekend and of course Monday. Only Valentine skins, because this next roster rotation next Thursday will be Valentine skins only. Now, if you are aware, last year we saw the likes of 11 skins being accepted. Valentine's tends to have a lot of skins accepted, so just be cautious and aware of that. We tend to see some very nice deployables, and lucky us, we actually have a lovely batch of continuations to show off. A lovely representation of what we potentially might see next Thursday. So, to start off, we have, right in front of me, made by Mr. MICRØ, it's the Sleeping Bag of Love. Or is it Sleeping of Love? Is it supposed to be Sleeping Bag of Love, MICRØ?
I think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know.
Remember,
sometimes there's typos, and the workshop name is never really final. I think that's always... sometimes it gets changed before it goes live, so...
Face Punch usually changes it to whatever they deem fit. So yes, gentlemen, would you like to wrap up ever so nicely, or rather, be nice and chained up, with our ever so loving sleeping bags? It comes in two versions. To my right, the non-glow version, and to my left, the glowing version. You might notice with the glowing version that the glow seems to come from inside the bag itself. Gentlemen, would you like to stick your toes into here and get nice and comfy? Let's turn the nighttime on. And yes, don't you want to get all nice and cuddly and warm? It's asking you to join it. Come on, chat. You know you want to jump in. So yes, we did see quite a lot of glow-in-the-dark deployables last year with Valentine's. Wouldn't be surprised if that could potentially be one of them. Yes. And that's... You can see all the latex or leather. Is that latex or leather? Which wood do you reckon it is? I mean,
whichever you prefer. You know, that's the nice thing. It's like up to your interpretation. You know.
well, it's definitely going to keep you secure.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay, so chat, do you approve? Do you like what you see? Please consider going to the workshop right now and voting yes or no. If you feel the need to offer some feedback, this applies to every workshop skin that we show off in the future. You can go to the comments and you can sit there and say, hey, I like it, but I think you could probably change this or change that or tweak this or tweak that. You know, communicate. Express your opinion. They're not going to hate you. It's perfectly fine. So yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Do you like to squeeze into some leather at night time and get nice and cozy? Right, come on, we've got to stop with talking about this.
All right, Hedge. My safe word is launch site.
Oh, wonderful, great, perfect. So, there we are. That is the sleeping bag of love. But behind you, Mr. MICRØ, we have this is a bit of a loose continuation.
I slipped this one in there. You know, it's hard. You know, it's just the theme of it. We've seen on a couple different things recently, and I don't know. I mean, the collection name has been sort of varying, or the individual skin name has been varying from week to week. Maybe he's trying out new things, but certainly the theme seems consistent with items elsewhere that we've seen in the Sunrise collection. So I know this is called something else. This is called the Loveland door, if I'm not mistaken. We recently saw some, was it Wonderland? The name escapes me at the moment, but the style and the theme are pretty consistent with some of the accepted skins from the past. So I don't know. I'm throwing it in there because I think it's not necessarily a Valentine's continuation, but it is certainly sort of a set theme continuation. So it's loose. It's a loose inclusion. I'm sorry if that breaks any rules or anything, but
heavily matching in the themes of Sunrise. Oh, hit my cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I think it's worth mentioning, it just looks really cool. I mean, I think that's got some cool, psychedelic or abstract kind of look and feel to it. I think the colors are cool, and it fits the Halloween or the Valentine's theme without being like too Valentine-y. I don't know.
It's not so
it ticks
pink.
A lot of boxes for me.
It's not so pink. That's definitely a trend I saw a lot of when I was doing the Tuesday workshop skin checks. So much pink. But, it did it a bit differently. It did it in its own way. It is pretty much kind of overlapping with something he's already made before. So whilst this isn't a continuation of a Valentine skin that came out before, it's technically a continuation of a skin that wasn't Valentine's. But, right, let's get a good look at that.
It's got some nice 3D work. I think he did some nice things with the textures. He's got some little gold hinges on there that look pretty cool. So, the heart patterns are raised up, I don't know if embossed is the right word, but there's definitely more than just a pattern that's been painted on here. There's some 3D work that goes along with it and some various materials that have been used. So I think I like the abstract nature of it, and we don't see too many things that are really this abstract. So, but it's not abstract in a bad way. Like if you ever just go on the Rust workshop, you see some things that are just really questionable.
I have seen some very questionable anime themed skins recently. Yep.
Well, yeah, I guess anime wasn't my go-to there for the abstract thing, but this is, a little bit more outlandish, a bit more standout, a bit more flamboyant of a design, but it's also very nicely finished and well done. So I like it, and I'd love to see this one get in, but figured we'd show it off, let people give their feedback, say anything in the comments if you like it or whatnot. I mean, I couldn't make any suggestions to change anything here. I think this is the work of someone's hard thought and consideration. I mean,
Master MICRØ.
No suggestions for me.
This chap wouldn't know fine art. This chap wouldn't know the lovely colours that we've seen expressed on this door. But yeah.
Well, I'll remind you that I'm streaming right now, and my chat does. They really do. They like this a lot. So
that's good to hear. At least some people
they have
appreciate
excellent taste.
So let's see if that potentially gets accepted. Just to confirm, sheet metal door. Wait, there is a sheet metal. Yeah, okay. Just making
doubly sure. Sheet metal door. The pattern is, repeated on both sides.
Yes, I could probably tell. It's so colourful. You're right.
And this is also a sheet metal door, a double door, of course. But
is it the next door that we're supposed to shove? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Follow routine.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, MICRØ. But yeah, what do we have over here? Chat. It's not too wacky, not too insane, it's just right. It's the Evil Heart glow-in-the-dark garage door. Mr. MICRØ, I'm going to take a good look at this. And yes, could you please make sure the lights are turned off, MICRØ? Because I'm just going to take a look at it.
They are indeed switched off.
Good to hear. Gentlemen, last year we saw the likes of Fresh's Evil Heart sheet metal door, if I'm correct. Yes, sheet metal door. Sold quite nicely. Right now it's selling for a very nice price, and well, he's now upgraded it to a garage door. The Evil Heart door now has wings. So yeah, I thought this was a nice continuation. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this is accepted. I am a little bit worried though. I am a little bit worried if this is... Well, see, here's the thing. How many garage doors have we had accepted already this year? I think we've had 3. If this is number 4, I'm going to be worried about garage doors because we are starting to see a whole lot more of them being accepted. And that was one of my big worries at the beginning of this year. If far too many of them are being accepted, they're all going to bottleneck each other. And I've already seen the likes of the Constellation's garage door struggling to stay up above its price, its trust door price. In fact, I believe it's down by 20% at the moment. But anyway, let's just turn this into night time, and the evil wicked heart will... Come on. Come on. There we go. Yes. Splendid. It stands out very nicely. You can see all the wiring in the background. You see all the mesh. I like it. As I said, it's not too wacky. It's not too insane. Fairly realistic. It's all just neon lighting and whatnot. You can see how it's all been placed and whatnot. So, yeah, I actually wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this is accepted. Now, it is a matter of would that actually stay up in price, stay up in with its rust door price? I'm unsure, but it's a Do you remember the likes of the Tiger garage door that came out last year? Wasn't too wacky. It's had a nice, perfectly fine symbol and whatnot. Well, just a couple of weeks ago, it was selling for $7 each. It doubled in price. It was a $3.49 garage door skin. Over the course of the year, it managed to maintain its price. But when we hit the very good times, the post-Christmas times, doubled in price. Could that happen to the likes of this? Well, like I said, the sheet metal door, that came out last year, didn't do very well during the year. But then over time, it's just been doing a whole lot nicer. So, gentlemen, is this the garage door for you? And there is an extra thing that we want to show off. When you roll it up, the roll-up part still glows as well. A very nice, useful extra feature that we like to see in garage doors. So, if you're just running around your base, you need to find out where the garage door is. Oh, there you go. Easy.
Yeah, or just orienting yourself inside the base. Sometimes it could be hard to tell which direction you're facing or where you're getting. It just helps to kind of navigate, even if you're not looking specifically for the door. But yeah, it of course does that as well.
Do you want to do the glow-in-the-dark check?
Good. Yeah, let's do that.
Because I want to see if you can sit in the corner of it and not get noticed. So, yeah. Move along, Mr. MICRØ. Yep, I can still see your body. Now, if you stay still in the corner. No, a little bit more in the corner. Based on my view, yep. So if you were to stand still, I don't think you'd immediately notice that. That could work out quite nicely. Nice little ambush spot. You see... There. Yeah, I mean, that is a bit of an advantage there. You wouldn't... If you were to run past this, you might notice him from an angle, but, if you're just running along and... There you go, he's got you. So that could be a, it's drawing the flies in, and they're going to come to you and you can kill them and you can take all their loot. So yeah, let's turn those lights back on, Mr. MICRØ. And yeah, cool looking door. Nothing too insane, but a perfect fit for Valentine's. Not sure what evil Valentines are, but I guess we'll find out. So yeah, Mr. MICRØ, any words that you might want to pass on for this? Is there anything you might want to sit there and say in regards to this?
I liked the door, the single door we had last year? This is obviously a continuation, so we saw at least one other item from this. I mean, and my recollection was a door of some sort. Actually, let me just double check it right now, which it was, if it was a sheet metal or an armored door.
I believe it was a sheet metal, because I don't remember an armoured.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It was a sheet metal. So, I don't know. I think we'll see people who enjoy that door be eager to see this one. The bat wings. I don't know. I guess I understand why they call it Evil Heart door.
Well, you could have called it naughty. Could have called it naughty.
Yeah, maybe that'd be good. Or, and Face Punch can certainly change it to their liking, but it goes well. I mean, when you put the two of them together, if your base is themed around the single sheet doors, then having this garage door would certainly be a nice way to round that out. The neon was well done. The 3D is pretty well done. So I certainly don't see anything wrong with it. I do like the roller that glows. And it's a pretty nice looking skin. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that potentially is accepted. So, Mr. MICRØ, shall we move on to the last door? We can look at this one now, it's fine. So
finally.
Yeah.
You were holding out on me. You're holding out. Everyone's holding out on the sheet metal double doors.
So the problem is, and let me remind everyone, for Lunar New Year we had like 6-7 double sheet metal door skins that were submitted. None of them were accepted. So I'm not super optimistic for this, Mr. MICRØ. I'd like to see it being accepted, but they don't like double doors. They don't like double doors, MICRØ. I don't know what's going on. They don't like them. So let's just get a good up-close look at this. Let's just take a look at the likes of this Valentine sheet metal double door made by MM. So if you can recall, we had the large box accepted last year, sold very nicely. Over the course of the year, it rose up in price quite comfortably. Right now, I do believe it's selling for around $3. I might be wrong. It was at one point. I'd have to refresh my brain, but yep. Now, if this were to be accepted, maybe that large box might go up in price. Will we see the trend of when more deplorable skins are accepted, the pre-existing ones potentially go up in price? How about we just make this nighttime? Come on, nighttime, show yourself. Yep. There we go. What I'm also going to do is just step back a little bit more. And then I can zoom in ever so nicely. So, much like with the Evil Heart garage door, you can see all the wiring, you can see the mesh in the background. I like the design of this. If it stays realistic, you can be happy. Well, I mean, depends who you are. You can always have a different opinion, but if you're going to go wacky, if you can still keep it to a realistic type of design, then I just hit you. Then, yeah.
I think I hit you. I was wandering around.
Right then, so MICRØ, do you want to flash at it? Or do you want to walk across it? Actually, you should do the little walk across bit first.
Alright.
A little run. Yeah, I think we're always going to see you. There's too much love to give, MICRØ. You're never going to be able to hold it in. You're never going to be able to hide from it. Don't wave. You're supposed to blow a kiss.
That's how I express my love for you, Hedge. Is a wave.
I'm disappointed. Come on, move side to side. Come on, let's get on with it. But yeah, no, you're going to be seen. You're going to be seen in front of that. Now, let's get up close. Show the lighting, Mr. MICRØ. Run around in circles if you must. Yes, you can see all of the. You can see how there's supposed to be loads of indents with all the mesh netting there. You can see the outlines of the wiring. It looks nice. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this potentially gets accepted, but this might be the only sheet metal double door that gets accepted this year. Last year we only had 3 marketable sheet metal door skins being accepted. For some strange reason, as I've said many times, Face Punch just doesn't seem to like them. Oh yeah, here, have tons of garage doors. Oh yeah, have tons of sheet metal doors. Have tons of armoured doors, yeah. But no double doors, no. There's a reason why I was begging Milio Frito to make a double door. Because I want to see if they'd even say no to his tempered collection. So, for now, let's put that aside. We have this right in front of us. Chat, do you like what you see? Is this a skin that you'd like to see potentially being accepted into Rust? Do you think it's a bit too much? Maybe your base just needs a little bit more love. Right. MICRØ, any final words that you might want to sit here and say in regards to this?
I don't have any words. I mean, it definitely matches. I find myself saying this a lot lately. It matches with the large wood box that we saw. I mean, it definitely works with the theme. I don't know if it takes anything in a new direction, but it definitely works, and it definitely looks pretty good. I mean, doesn't have a ton of 3D. I mean, I take that back. I mean, the wiring and the neon parts are definitely meant to be sort of dimensional there. I mean, we have all the holes in the grid or the mesh there. So there's a lot of geometry there. Doesn't appear to me to be like highly three-dimensional in its appearance, but that's okay. I mean, I still think it looks good. And not a lot of bulk there anyway, or there's just not a lot of these wires don't do a lot to stand out. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying, like, there's only so much 3D you could make that. So, whoops.
They're not wires, they're love connections. All right.
Okay. I like that.
Right. Shall we move on to discussing clothing? Because what we should also point out is there's no weapon continuations that we've noticed, so we only have clothing left. Mr. MICRØ, there's a special type of armor that I want to show off. If you could get in position. Chat. You can see it right here. The Lovestruck collection is potentially getting its final piece accepted. We've had the likes of the hoodie and pants that came out 2 years ago. Last year we had the tier 3. And, well, what happened when we saw the tier 3 being accepted? The hoodie and the pants shot up in price. But now, right in front of us, in my inventory right here, you can see the tier 2. You can potentially see a full pink collection coming to Rust. Yep. Oh, I've just frozen. No, I haven't. That was weird. I was Lovestruck by his view, and I got... no, Lovestuck. No. Ah, damn it. I could have had a joke. Lovestuck. Anyway, how you doing, Mr. MICRØ? You're looking quite pink. Are you sure you're fine to continue?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling pink. I feel good.
Talking about pink, how about we go to a lovely pink sky? Mr. MICRØ, would you like to give us a little spin around? So, sure. Chat, YouTube, Lovestruck. This right here, if that gets accepted, and I'll be honest with you, with the amount of sales that Tier 3 had last year, that's going to get accepted. I fully believe that's going to get accepted. We're going to have a full pink collection to run around in. We are going to have... what we're going to see is the hoodie and the pants very likely will be jumping up in price because of the reactionary nature of the Rust economy. The Tier 3 probably will just as much. Maybe not so much because there's quite a lot less hoodie and pants in comparison to Tier 3, but Tier 3 still will go up in price. There still will be a spike. There still will be a nice rise up in price because everybody will be clamouring to dress up in pink. Chat, is this for you? Is this your look? Is this what you need? Crop the shot so we don't see the awful brown boots. Sure thing. Well, I'm sorry. Don't be so mean to brown boots. They tried their best. But yeah, let's start from the bottom and work our way to the top. Mr. MICRØ, you're looking ever so hearty because it's all over you. Are you in love, Mr. MICRØ, with this skin?
Yep, I'm feeling it right now, man.
Yeah,
I'm feeling the love all over, head to toe.
Let's just get it in night time so it really stands out. And yep, now you can put on the full collection because I want to emphasise the point, as in Tier 3 with it, Mr. MICRØ. We mainly care about the kilt because, of course, the full setup would be this. A big pink face, big pink body, yep. Unfortunately, no pink gloves at the moment. Do we have any pink gloves that currently exist? Oh, he's got the moose shoes on. You know what? That might do. Maybe you just need to dress up as a cow on some parts. But yeah, that's what we have. and I fully expect that to be accepted. No guarantees, but everything's lining up for it to definitely be happening. Like, I honestly don't see anything else competing with it that much. Well, there was... Actually, no, I don't think there was any Tier 2 that was submitted. I think that's the only one. Now, in terms of other clothing and armour skins, there was quite a significant amount. I remember Jimmick made a very cool-looking hoodie and pants. We did see something else which we'll show off to you in a minute. Because if you can recall, last year, what came out was Tier 3 Lovestruck with Wings of Love hoodie and pants. Yep, that's it. And when we were waiting for the Valentine skins to come in, of course, when we saw this being accepted, we were jumping, we were clamouring, and well, what happened was the likes of the pants and the hoodie shot up to about $7 each because everybody quickly jumped in and bought out a huge stock because so many people are super confident that this will be accepted in the near future next week. Gentlemen, do you feel like this is happening? Are you prepared? Do you have your wallets ready? Have you already invested into these skins? I have like 50 hoodie and pants. I've got like 30 chest plates, 150, I've got like 120 face masks. Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, I'm ready. And I'm looking forward to it. I like making profits, and I'm sure you do too. So, last little spin, Mr. MICRØ. Chat. Are you pleased? Okay then, so, MICRØ, shall we put on the Wings of Love jacket? Come on, there we go. Right, so, we were waiting for this. We were waiting to find out what Mr. So I should just point out, Lovestruck's made by Bad Trip, and Wings of Love jacket here, made by Eros. So we were waiting on the Monday because Eros kind of kept it till not late but quite late. We were wondering what he was going to make. We thought he was going to make armour. We were crossing our fingers and hoping it was going to be armour. We could have had Tier 2 Lovestruck, and then we could have maybe had Tier 3 Wings of Love. That would have been perfect. 2 new core pieces, and then the likes of the Wings of Love hoodie and pants would go up in price, spike in demand and whatnot, and then of course Lovestruck, as we just already mentioned. But Eros decided to make a jacket instead. And you know what? Nothing wrong with that. We don't see many jacket skins being accepted. It's got a nice splash of pink. It's got the love on the side. Ooh, get a good look at this. Get a good look at this. This could be us, chat. We could look ever so stylish. Get a good look at that. Mr. MICRØ is going to do a little bit of a rotate. Got the wings on the back. Perfect. Chat. Fly on the wings of love. I'm not going to sing the rest of the song. Fly, baby, fly. Right, okay, so... He's run off now. I scared him off. Come on. It's a nice pink sky. Come back. Okay, so... Jacket skins. You do like your jackets, don't you, chat? You do like your jackets. Would you like to have this jacket? Do you like this setup? That's the next thing I should be asking. Do you approve? Is this what you need? It's not super wacky, but, I mean, I think it's quite lovely. That's right, Meta. Scream. Scream. So, yeah, I like it. I think it's a perfect continuation. But Eros, next year... Tier 3 or Tier 2 armor. That's what we would like to see. But maybe you thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just do something else. And hey, a jacket skin, like I said. I believe for the past couple of years, we've only had one jacket skin accepted for each year. Last year was one, the year before that was one, and the year before that was one. And then you saw like 3 and maybe 10 at 1 year in like 2017. But yeah, we don't see these jacket skins being accepted that much. So, MICRØ, any words that you might want to sit there and say?
I think it's actually not a bad jacket. I mean, the dark colors could be useful for you. You know, out sneaking around, snooping around, looking for a date. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what people are doing. That's what people are doing in Rust. Yeah, that's why they're so angsty. They don't know how to express themselves. Let me raid your heart. You know. Someone didn't make that joke. No skin has made that joke. That's kind of annoyed me now. Damn it, skin creators. You're not humorous enough. But yeah, continue, Mr. MICRØ.
No, I think it's a cool looking jacket. Definitely works well with the hoodie and pants. As far as jacket goes, it's great for a snowy biome like this. Although the dark color maybe doesn't work great there, but um, it works good to give you some protection against not only projectiles but cold as well. So I love a good jacket, and it works good with the hoodie and pants. So I think it certainly ticks all the right boxes for me in terms of quality and eligibility there. Continuation of the set looks and works good with the rest of the pieces. So
I think I've got the perfect sky for you there. Perfect.
yeah, blend right in. You can hardly see them.
Right then. So, shall we move on to the final pieces, the final continuations? Last year and the year before, Mr. Samota, he made a crossbow and a hunting bow skin. Well, he's now decided, you know what? I'm going to make clothing. Take a look at the heartstrings, poncho, and bandana. Yes. No, put the bandana back on.
Sorry.
Should I put my miner's hat on? But yeah, there we go, perfect. Yes. We got love camo, apparently. Yep. I guess you could relate it to urban camo, but the pink. Great expression of love, I guess you could say. I like the XOXO, like, at the very least, I would like to see the bandana. I think that would be pretty funny. I think a lot of people would appreciate that. In terms of ponchos, we've been seeing a lot of poncho skins over the past 2022, but, well, I don't know. I'm not sure if face punch is worn out from ponchos at the moment. We've had so many accepted in such a short amount of time, from, September till December. Well, yeah, December because pizza. Where do we go from here? Because there was a bit of a trend since Christmas, and of course, so the Christmas tree one and the pizza one, they barely sold over 10,000 sales each. It's worked out well for the pizza poncho because we recently had pizza hide pants and shorts being accepted and caused that to shoot up in price, which was very nice. But this right here, it's fairly independent. A lot of people aren't going to be going crazy because it's a continuation of the Heartstrings collection, but hey, it does have its place. It does have two skins that do relate to it quite nicely. It's just, what else are you going to pair up with that? Maybe it's the thing that you're going to pair up with some Lovestruck. Maybe the Wings of Love. In fact, put the Wings of Love on with that. That might work out quite well. Yeah. No, the poncho. There we go. That kind of works. That kind of looks good. So yeah, Samota, cool idea, but it's up to Face Punch. And Face Punch can be weird with choices sometimes, as we know. And yep, get a good look at that with the pink. Probably doesn't go so well with the bright pink. Yeah. The choice is yours, If you know how to dress up nicely, you got to tell us. Tell us your ideas. If you got some fun ideas with it, we'd love to know. Come on, chat. What do you reckon? What would you pair up with that? How would you catch people's eyes? Mr. MICRØ, do you have any opinions or any words that you might want to express?
Yeah, I should have brought in the bow or the crossbow that went with this, because there was a bow and a crossbow, I think.
Yep, there was bow and crossbow. 2022 we had the crossbow, and 2021 we had the hunting bow. So Road Romeo. That would have been a good shout. So, chat, this specifically applies to my server. I now have a new section where every week you can tell us, hey, do you reckon you could try this out, or you could try that out? The idea of comparing Whiteout and comics collection earlier was actually influenced by someone requesting to try and compare it all and try and see the differences and whatnot. So if you have any ideas, if you see with the newer skins that have come out, if you could think of a fun idea that might be a very interesting way to look at the skin, whether it's a showcase in its utility with camouflage, or maybe you could pair it up with this skin because I think it could match up very nicely, then yeah, feel free to tell us. We're open to ideas. We welcome you to tell us some interesting tidbits that other people on the stream might want to see, and of course YouTube. So yep, that's a nice looking bow you got there, Mr. MICRØ. How about you whip out the crossbow as well? There you go. And if I recall, the hearts are on the side. So yeah, these hearts aren't random. They were always there on the crossbow. So yeah, very nice. Well then, Mr. MICRØ, that doesn't make me love you. That just makes me hate you now. Extra.
Cupid.
Extra.
No, it works for Cupid, doesn't it?
No. No. Now I'm just annoyed. Yeah, where are you? Where are you? Oh, I've got the arrows in my head. Great. Wonderful. Perfect. Ah, damn it. I can't get them, MICRØ. They're stuck in my head.
Here, I'll get them. I'll pull the arrows out of your head. If that's not true love, then I don't know what is.
Right then, Mr. MICRØ. So, is there anything else that you might want to sit there and say? Because that's everything. We've pretty much wrapped up. Didn't have that too much to show off because there wasn't so many Valentine's continuations to share. So, one thing that we should point out, we have seen some other continuations that have appeared today, but we do like to keep it within a certain time frame. Thursday is the answer, isn't it, Mr. MICRØ?
Yeah. Like I typically run my little report on Thursday night after the store rotates, and that's when I gather all my skins from the workshop. So, I mean, it's an automated thing. It just runs and fills up a spreadsheet. So, generally, sometime Thursday night. We don't really have like a specific time. It's not my deadline. You know, it's not really. We don't have so much of a deadline. It's just that's how things get grouped together. But it's convenient because there really isn't anybody submitting skins on a Thursday typically. So if there's something we're going to capture from the week, you know, the typical week deadline is like Monday night. So theoretically, we should get everything on the same routine, but we'll try to, you know, if we miss something, we always have some room for improving. We're always looking to make things better here. So
I just always thought it's best to establish like some rules and then everybody can understand it. So like if any people ask in the future, you are all aware of it now. So that's cool. That's good. Right then, MICRØ, do you want to say goodbye? And wait, hang on a minute. How much stuff did it make? So over the course of about 2 hours, it just did that. That's not that fast. That's rubbish. You call yourself efficient and good and helpful. Just stupid, useless thing. There's no love in this. There's no care. There's no joy. Trying to take our jobs. Right, MICRØ. Do you want to say goodbye? Because I'm just drawing it.
I don't have much left to say except thanks everybody for turning up, and we'll see you next week with some more Saturday Skin Showcase.
Yeah. Oh, I've tabbed out and it caused that problem again. So, MICRØ, looks like you definitely are Lovestruck. Oh, no, now back to normal. So, okay. So, yep, that just happens after a long time. Give us a good wave, Mr. MICRØ. Chat, thank you very much for watching. And YouTube, hope you enjoyed the video. And we'll see what happens next week. Don't you dare!